Good evening to everyone. Using the concept of stack, how we can demonstrate palindrome, that we will be seeing in today's class. So making use of stack. This is the code which we are oftenly using this code for almost all the implementation, whether it is postfix, a conversion from infix to postfix, or evaluation of postfix expression. So these two are very familiar to us right now. So push function and pop function. Now display function is also familiar, like what is the status of the stack we'll be seeing with respect to display. Anytime we push or anytime we pop, we also need to see what is the content of the stack. So for that purpose, we are going to write this function, that is display. Now coming to the palindrome, we know the palindrome is nothing but when we read from left. For example, this is my the n. If I read from left to right or from right to left, it should be same, right? Say for example, 1 to 1, if I read from left to right or from right to left, is one and the same. So this is called palindrome. Now, only thing is, what the logic behind this is, we have to reverse the given number. That means if I am reading the number as 1, 2, 3, and if I am supposed to reverse this number, I'll be getting it as 3, 2, 1. Now, when we compare these two numbers, this is not equal, isn't it? Suppose if I'll take one more example as n equal to 1, 2, 1. Now, if I reverse this number, I'll be getting the same as 1 to 1. Now, when we check with n and reverse, both are same. Now, this will be called as palindrome. Now, let us see how this logic works. Looking at this this particular code will give the complete insight about how to reverse a given number, right? So in this palindrome function, we are not passing any parameters here. So we are just every time, why we have written here top is equal to -1 inside the function, you will come to know. So top is equal to -1. Now when here we have enter a number and enter a number n. Now n is equal to, assume that n I have entered as 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to store this same 1, 2, 3 in some other variable called num. Why? Because this I need to store, because I have to check with the original number and the reverse number. For that purpose, I need to store this in some other variable. So I'm going to store it in num. Now coming to this logic. Now what is my n? N is equal to 1, 2, 3. So I've already given n equal to 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to write a while loop where I'll be checking whether n, this I'm going to extract digit by digit and then reverse it, and I'll check whether n is not equal to 0. Till then I keep processing this. Now since n is equal to 1, 2, 3, this becomes false. So now I'm going to enter this loop. Now in this loop, first iteration, now I am into the first iteration, n is equal to 1, 2, 3. Now remainder is equal to 1, 2, 3 percentage 10. That means this percentage will give me the remainder value. So when I say 10, 1, 2, 3, so the remainder value will be 3. Right? So I'm going to push 3. So at this point, I divided remainder is 3 now, and I'm going to push remainder, that is 3. So at this point, I'm going to call the function push. So what happens here? Push. I'm going to push, since it is integer, m. A of plus plus. Now top was -1. Now it becomes 0. So a of 0 is equal to, what is that I have pushed? I'm pushing remainder value, that is 3. Right? So now here it is 3. Let me take this as my stack. Sorry, not this. Let me take a fresh one. Now this is my, I have pushed already into the stack. That is a of 0. Now in the second iteration, my remainder value. Now this first statement, second statement is over. Now third one is n equal to n divided by 3. So n equal to n divided by 3 is nothing but 12, the quotient value. Division always will give me the quotient value and percentage gives me the remainder value. So 12. Now the current value of n is equal to 12. Now again in the second iteration, now you are going to check. Is n equal to 0? No. N is still 12. So again we are going to enter this. We'll calculate the remainder value. 12% n is nothing but 2. So the remainder value is 2. Now remainder we are going to push it into the stack, that is 2. I'll push. Push is called where you are going to increment the top pointer. Now you are in a of 1 and a of 0, right? And now n equal to 12 divided by 10 is nothing but 1. Now n value is 1. So again it will check. N is equal to 0? No. N is 1. So again third iteration, now remainder is equal to 1%. 10 is equal to 1 and you are going to push 1. So a of 2 you are going to push as 1. Now again you will calculate n equal to 1 divided by 10 is nothing but 0. When you divide 1 divided by 10, that means you will be getting 0. So now if you check, n is now equal to 0. So now the while loop becomes, that is the condition becomes false. So you will come out of the while loop. The moment you come out of the while loop, what is there remaining? What is there in the stack? You are left with 1, 2 and 3. Now this is my current stack status. Now let me check with immediate after this. I'm going to return to this statement. So this is very easy, like how it works exactly. For reversing a number, you people would have learned in your previous semesters that this formula, rev is equal to rev star 10 plus 10, e plus n. Right? Similar way, we are using different formula which suits this. Now, for I equal to 0, when I equal to 0, now what is the current n value? The previous n value is 0 now. If you remember, the previous n is equal to 0. Now let us perform this operation. When I equal to 0 and top not equal to -1, I plus this. N equal to pop. When you pop, which is going to pop? The first element will be popped, that is 1. 1 is popped into power of 10 comma I. What is I value? 0. That means this is nothing but equal to 10 to the power of I. It is equivalent writing like this, 10 to the power of I. But in C language, we use the built-in function, that is power. First parameter is the base and I is the one which we are supposed to use in the loop. Whatever we are using in the loop, we are mentioning it here. Into 10 to the power of, what is I? I is 0. The next one is plus n. This much you need to remember. What is n value? My previous n value was 0. So n becomes 0. Now n will be equal to 10 to the power of 0 is 1. So 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay. Now coming when I is equal to 1. Now the I is incremented. So now I becomes 1 again. When I becomes 1, n equal to pop. What is that you are going to pop already? We have popped 1. Now which one will be popped? 2 will be popped. So 2 into 10 to the power of, initially I was 0, now I value is 1. So 10 to the power of 1 plus, what is my n value? My previous n value is 1. If you see here, this is my previous n value. So it is 1. So n is equal to 20. 2 into 10 is 20 plus 1, which is equal to 21. Now n equal to 21. Now when third iteration, when I is equal to 2, n will be equal to again pop. What is that you are going to pop? You will be popping the third element, that is this 3. So you will be popping the third one, which is nothing but 3 into, now what is I value? I is 2, 10 to the power of 2 plus n. What is my previous n is 21, right? So always the previous value will be stored here. So now 300 plus 21, which is equal to 321. So the final reverse value of n is 321. So now we will compare with the one which is being stored. So the one which is being stored here is num. If you see here, this is num. Num is equal to 1, 2, 3. So now when you check, n is 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 2, 3 to 1. N is 3 to 1. But when you compare the original one, which we have stored it in some other variable, it is 1, 2, 3. So when we compare these two variables, this is not equal. So that's why if you see here, if num is equal to n, it is a palindrome, else it is not a palindrome. So this is all about demonstration of palindrome using stack. So in this we have given push, pop, display and palindrome. So this stack overflow condition, and you are going to enter this, and underflow condition and display. Now whenever you call palindrome, we are actually every time we are going to set it to top is equal to -1 only because we are going to start fresh. That's the reason in the palindrome function, even though we have globally declared, whenever we use palindrome, we are setting again it to top to -1. So this we have to remember. So thank you.